Hi guys, it's been my birthday and so I thought I would do a what I got for my birthday video because I always do a Christmas one and I have done a birthday one before. I think I definitely did one last year, I can't remember about the year before. So yeah, I turned 39 last week. Not entirely sure where that happened, but how that happened, but there we go. Crazy. Next year will be the big 40 and yeah, I don't know if I've got any plans for that or not. I don't know, not sure. We'll see where we are in life when that kind of rolls around, but I don't have any big plans to kind of like do any like big holidays or anything. So yeah, so what I got for my birthday is basically two things ish, or two types of things. So the first thing that I got for my birthday was a holiday, and this was my present, like my actual present, my main present, my big present, the present. For those of you who don't know, my parents, they live in Italy and I don't get to see them that often. And back in autumn, my dad was critically ill and that was kind of an upsetting and stressful time. And I just wanted to kind of like go out and see them again. And little one, she's been wanting to go. This was her first trip abroad as well. And so yeah, for like, I don't need stuff. I'm kind of trying to practice a more simpler life, a bit more minimalistic. We're trying to reduce debt, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't need stuff. I much prefer to have experiences. And so I asked for a holiday to Italy to see my parents as my birthday present. So that's what we did. And it was lovely. If you follow my Instagram, not Mrs. Brimbles, but the Whimsical Cloud, my personal one, I did post quite a few photos of our trip to Italy and what we got up to. And obviously there's my Italy vlogs on this channel as well, if you want to see what we got up to. So yeah, so John paid for, well, I say John paid, we paid like our joint money, our family money. We paid for the holiday. It was a little bit annoying. We weren't expecting to have to stay in a hotel on the first night, but we were flying with Alitalia and they unfortunately cancelled our flight, which was a bit poopy. The flight that we were on, which was the morning flight, which meant we were going to get to Rome at lunchtime, that got cancelled, and the only one they could put us on was an evening flight, which meant that we landed after the last train back to near my parents live left. So we ended up spending more than we wanted to because of paying for the hotel, but you know, it is what it is. John's mum gave me a little bit of cash, which I put towards the hotel, slash just general spending, like buying train tickets, that kind of thing. And my mum and dad, they hosted us obviously, and they treated us to a couple of meals out and ice cream. So that was their present from me. So yeah, I had a really lovely holiday as like my present. Now our daughter doesn't necessarily understand quite yet the concept of not having anything to open. Like, she gets very excited still about physical presents and things, and so and she gets really excited about going to buy and choose presents, but we're trying to instill in her like a different ethos that like things don't necessarily have to be brand new, things can be secondhand, things could be handmade, you know, all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be like materialistic things. So I did get some presents from little one and they are all books, and so I thought I would do a video on a book haul because you guys know that I like books. I used to do quite a lot on this channel about books. was it this channel? I used to have another YouTube channel which I don't post on anymore because it kind of got complicated to keep the two going. So I think I may have posted my book reviews and haul videos on that channel, and that channel was called Ginger Juice. So yeah, so the rest of the books, so all of my presents that I got, so I got the holiday and I got books, and all of these books are they are secondhand, so they're all from the library. Our library, I don't know if that happens like where you live, but our library, when they've finished with books, they like at the front when we walk in, they have like a little trolley of books that they're selling off, and they have books 3 for £1, which is ridiculously cheap. And so my people bought me a pile of books from the library, all books that I'm excited to read because they're all up my street. I may have chosen these, guys. We all went to the library together as a family. We're trying to use the library more. In the past, the library hasn't really worked for us for a couple of reasons, which I won't go into, but we're trying to use the library more. And so I had a little look on this trolley and I was like, psst, John, like, I like these books, and like kind of like piled them up separately. And then John took our daughter and was like, oh, what do you think? Do you think Mummy might like these? So there were 3 for £1, as I said, and we got one book for my dad and one book for my daughter, and the rest were for me. And I'll show you these because I don't know if you follow me on Goodreads or not, but I always post on there. I always like keep that up to date with what I'm reading, because generally I read on my Kindle because it's usually easier for me. I've got a Kindle Unlimited subscription because I read quite a lot, and otherwise it gets quite expensive to buy books. And also I like the fact, like, we've just been to Italy and I had like 100 books with me, you know. I didn't read 100 books, but I had them with me. And also I like it because it's kind of portable and lightweight. I can just like shove it in my handbag or my rucksack and take it out with me when we're traveling, going places, and I can read in bed, which I do quite a lot, and in dark places. And I usually love the Kindle, but I do still miss like physical books, and I do still read physical books from time to time. So I've got quite a lot here to keep me going. I think most of them, I think they possibly could be YA. Yeah, I can see some YA labels on here, which is it's not guilty. I'm not guilty. It's like a little bit of a guilty secret of mine that I really happen to like YA books, and I happen to really like books about witches and vampires. Reading for me is like an escapism thing. So yeah, so I'll show you all my books. So the first one is this one. It's a House of Night novel, Destined, PC and Kristin Cast. So they're glary because they come in like plasticky thingies. Some of them are like not the first book in not the first book in the series, which I didn't find out until I got them back home, if you know what I mean. Because when I was in the library, I was just like reading the backs and I was like, oh yeah, that looks like a really good book. And then John then bought them, and then I unwrapped them on my birthday, and it wasn't until I was going back through them that I realised that like they are a series. Because I really wish sometimes that they'd put like what number in the series it was on here, but it wasn't until I opened it up like that there's like all these books in the series, and this is Destined. Oh, this shows better, which is the last in the series. So I need to find Marked to start this series off. So this might take me a long time before I get to it. But it sounded good. I won't read you the synopsis of this because it is the last in the series and I don't want to give anything away for you, but yeah, I'm gonna find the first in the series of this so that I can actually read it. I have a feeling that a few of these might have different, there might be like series is. I don't think this one is. This one is Underworld. Underworld by Meg Cabot. Oh, it is a series. The deadly sequel to Abandon. So yeah, it's a bit poopy, isn't it, when they're in a series and you don't. I do this all the time. All the time I do this in a bookshop. I'll like, oh, that looks really good, and I'll buy it, and then I'll get it home, and then I realise that it's like part of a series, but it's not the first one. This one, Pierce isn't dead. Not yet. But John Hayden, Lord of the Underworld, has taken her to the place where the spirits of the deceased gather. He says it's for her safety, to protect her from the vengeful furies, but could he have other reasons for keeping her close? Pierce might be safe in the underworld, but she soon learns that the people she loves back on Earth are not. Can she convince John to release her in order to save her family, or will the price he asks her to pay be too high? There's that one. Need to find the first one. Which, yes, do. Oh, that's my birthday card there. This is another saga, another series. Water Fire Saga. Rogue Wave by Jennifer Donnelly. And I think, yeah, so this is book 2. So that's not so bad. So like, these two are book 2, so that's not so bad. Whereas this one was like book something or other, like quite like 10 or something. So that's not so bad. So the first book of this one is Deep Blue, which looks like that. Yeah, so, but this one says, the second book in the Water Fire Saga. 6 mermaids battle to save their hidden world. Seraphina, Neela, Ling, Ava, Becca and Astrid, 6 mermaids from realms scattered throughout the seas and fresh waters, were summoned by the leader of the river witches to learn an incredible truth. The ancient evil that destroyed Atlantis is stirring again, and only they can defeat it. To do so, they need 6 magical talismans. As they hunt for their talismans, the mermaids find reserves of courage and cunning they didn't know they possessed. They face down danger and death, only to endure a game-changing betrayal as shocking as a rogue wave. So I thought that was quite interesting. I've never really read any books about mermaids, but I thought that sounded good. And could you believe, like, 33 pence? It's ridiculous for a book, isn't it? I do love a charity shop book or a thingy, or ex-library book. This one I thought looked awesome. Diary of a Wimpy Vampire by Tim Collins. That looks really cool. I remember reading The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4, and I read that when I was a teenager, and I've read the entire lot of Adrian Mole. I should go back and read that because I used to love that. So yeah, I kind of thought this might be quite cool, like Diary of a Wimpy Vampire. Nigel Mullet is just your average everyday vampire. Transformed at the awkward age of 15, he will remain this age forever, being forced to spend eternity coping with acne, a breaking voice and ineptitude with girls. In this, his brilliantly funny diary, Nigel chronicles his increasingly desperate attempts to be noticed by the love of his life, Chloe, the constant mortification caused by his vampire parents. It's so embarrassing when they try and bite your friends. And how unfair everything feels when you've been undead for over 80 years and you've never had a girlfriend. Forced to hang out with the goths and emo kids in an effort to blend in, and constantly battling his confusing desire to sink his fangs into Chloe's neck. Will Nigel ever get his girl? I just thought that was really cool, and it's got like illustrations in as well. So yeah, it kind of like appeals to the kid in me, really. Next one, Witch Hunt by Someone Priestly, because the sticker is covering it, and I don't think this is a, no, it's not a sequel. This is a really yellowing aged book, considering it's from 2003, which is not that old. Well, I suppose it is. I kind of forget it's 2020 now. So yeah, I suppose it is kind of old. So Witch Hunt The chilling true story of the Salem witches. Abigail Williams and Betty Paris are acting oddly. They have strange fits and talk nonsense. Fear spreads through Salem village. Are the girls bewitched? 3 women are accused of witchcraft, but are they the only ones? A terrifying witch hunt begins. Is anybody safe? How many will be hanged? So I think that sounds really cool. And that's a standalone, which is good. Do you know what? I do like a series, but I don't necessarily like long series. I kind of, the only exception to that rule, I guess, there's a couple of long series I read, Harry Potter I love, and I reread that all the time, or listen to the audiobooks all the time. The other one was, oh gosh, what's it called? It's a witch series, and it's like, I can't even think what it's called. If you want a book recommendation though of a really good series about witches, let me know, and I will try and leave a comment below, and I will try and go back through my Goodreads and find out what it was called. I think it was called Wicca, like the Wicca series. If you want to know though, I'll find out for you. And the other one was a vampire series by Bella Forrest. Something Shade of Vampire. I really enjoyed that. But other than that, I'm not really keen on big series. So the next one is The Reckoning by Alma Katsu. I don't think this is a series. It's like, why they always tell you, oh, it is book 2 of the Immortal Trilogy. Book 2. So yeah, I need to find book 1s of all these. Annoyingly, they might have had book 1 at the library. But whether it's still there now, I don't know. But there we go. I turned to Luke and reached for him. My blood felt as though it had seized up in my veins. Lainey, what is it? Luke asked. I clutched his lapel desperately. At Zadair, he's free. For 200 years, she's been hiding. He gave her immortality. She tried to destroy him. Now he is searching for her. They must not meet, or there will be a reckoning. Dun dun dun. So that sounds super cool. Everyone knows this author. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I like Neil Gaiman's books, especially Coraline. Who doesn't like Coraline? This is what he remembers as he sits by the ocean at the end of the lane. A dead man on the back seat of the car, and warm milk at the farmhouse. An ancient little girl and an old woman who saw the moon being made. A beautiful housekeeper with a monstrous smile, and dark forces woken that were best left undisturbed. They are memories hard to believe, waiting at the edges of things. The recollections of a man who thought he was lost, but is now perhaps remembering a time when he was saved. So there we go. I've got 3 books that are standalone and that I can read now. 3 books that are book 2 of a series, so I need to read the first one. And 1 book that is where's it gone? Down here. That is book bajillion of a series. It's book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's book 9. So it's going to take me a long time to get to book 9. So yeah, I'm going to try and I'm going to go on Amazon and eBay and see if I can get the first books of these for sure. Because they sound so good. I'm going to see, like, basically it comes down to price for me, whether not necessarily, like, I don't really care whether it's paperback or whether it's Kindle. It's whatever is cheapest. So yeah, I'll just get whichever one is cheapest, and go with that. So yeah, you're welcome to follow me on Goodreads. I don't tend to post reviews or anything like that. I tend to just literally mark what books I've read and like a star rating for them. But still, you're very welcome to follow me over there. I'm just my name over there, Anna Brim. So yeah, if you want to follow me, you're very welcome to. But there we go. That is what I got for my birthday, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.